Every dynasty falls. Every empire crumbles. And the Bloodline? Their time is almost up. But not because of outside forces. Not because of WWE management. Not even because of their own egos. No, this time, their downfall is coming from within. For months, the WWE Universe has wondered, can anyone stop the Bloodline? Can anyone finally bring an end to Roman Reigns' reign of terror? The answer? Yes. But it won't be an outsider. It won't be Cody Rhodes. It won't be Seth Rollins. It's someone closer. Someone who knows how the Bloodline operates from the inside out. Someone with a plan so secretive, so dangerous, that even Roman Reigns himself isn't ready for what's coming. Tama Tonga isn't just here to fight. He's here to destroy. And if the rumors are true, the Bloodline's destruction has already begun. What if I told you that the Bloodline's biggest enemy isn't coming from the outside? What if I told you that Roman Reigns is walking into a war he doesn't even know he's in yet? Tonight, we break it all down. Tama Tonga's secret plans, the whispers behind the scenes, and the moment that could change WWE forever. Get ready. Because this is just the beginning. Bloodline's downfall, Tama Tonga's secret plans to destroy the Bloodline. The cracks in the empire. Is the Bloodline falling apart from within? For years, the Bloodline has dominated WWE, standing as an unstoppable faction led by Roman Reigns, a champion who has crushed every challenger in his path. From the Usos ruling the tag team division to Solo Sikoa proving his ruthless loyalty, the Bloodline seemed untouchable. But every dynasty has its downfall. Every kingdom has its betrayer. And now, the whispers of betrayal aren't coming from outsiders like Cody Rhodes or Seth Rollins. They're coming from within. And at the center of it all, Tama Tonga. The recent arrival of Tama Tonga to WWE sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. A feared competitor, a master strategist, and most importantly, a man with unfinished business. But while fans assume Tama was here to strengthen the Bloodline, those in the know are suggesting something far more dangerous. Tama Tonga isn't here to join them. He's here to destroy them. So, what's the real story? Why does Tama Tonga have a vendetta against the Bloodline? And most importantly, how will he dismantle the most dominant faction in WWE history? The Forgotten Son, Tama Tonga's Bloodline betrayal. To understand why Tama Tonga is targeting the Bloodline, we need to go back in time. Before Roman Reigns declared himself the tribal chief, before the Usos acknowledged him, before Solo Sikoa pledged his loyalty, there was Tama Tonga, a man who had WWE lineage running through his veins, but was never given the same opportunities. As the son of Haku, one of the most feared wrestlers of all time, Tama was always destined for greatness. But instead of rising through the WWE system, he carved his own path in Japan, becoming one of the most notorious members of the Bullet Club. While Roman, the Usos, and Solo cemented themselves as WWE's golden family, Tama was out proving himself the hard way, away from the limelight. So, when he finally arrived in WWE, many expected him to align with his family. But what if Tama Tonga doesn't see the Bloodline as family? What if he sees them as the ones who left him behind? And now he's here to take what he was owed. The silent war, Tama Tonga's psychological warfare against Roman Reigns. Tama Tonga isn't stupid. He knows that attacking the Bloodline head-on won't work. Roman Reigns is too powerful, the Usos are too experienced, and Solo Sikoa is too unpredictable. So if he wants to break the Bloodline, he needs to do it from the inside. And that's exactly what he's doing. Insiders have reported that Tama Tonga has been quietly getting into the ears of key members of the Bloodline. He's been whispering doubts, planting seeds of distrust, and making sure that when the Bloodline does crumble, it happens from within. Could Solo Sikoa be the first to turn? We've already seen hints that Solo's blind loyalty is wavering. He's been taking orders from Paul Heyman, but does he trust them? Could Tama be convincing Solo that it's his time to lead instead of following Roman like a puppet? Or maybe it's Jey Uso. After all, Jey has never fully been at peace with his role in the Bloodline. He was the first to challenge Roman, the first to break away. And if Tama Tonga is feeding his doubts again, the Usos might just turn their backs on Roman once and for all. The beauty of Tama's plan? He doesn't need to win against the Bloodline. He just needs to break them apart. And once that happens, Roman Reigns is alone. And Roman Reigns alone is vulnerable. The endgame, how Tama Tonga's plan to destroy the Bloodline will unfold. So, how does this all play out? How does Tama Tonga actually take down the most dominant force in WWE? Here's what we could see in the coming months. Divide and conquer. Tama continues playing mind games, creating rifts between Roman, the Usos, and Solo Sikoa. Turn one against the other. Imagine if Solo turns on Roman first. Or if Jay and Jimmy finally abandon him. The Bloodline without unity is just another group. Strike when they're weak. Once Roman is alone, that's when Tama strikes. A one-on-one confrontation, not just for the championship, but for control. Rebuild the family and his image. What if Tama doesn't just destroy the Bloodline? What if he rebuilds it with himself as the leader? What if Solo, Jay, or even Jimmy follow him instead of Roman? The possibilities are endless. But one thing is for sure, Tama Tonga isn't here to play nice. He's here to burn the Bloodline to the ground. What's next? The Bloodline's days are numbered. Whether you love the Bloodline or hate them, one thing is clear, change is coming. Tama Tonga's arrival wasn't just a new signing for WWE. It was the first domino to fall in what could be one of the biggest betrayals in WWE history. But the question is, will he succeed? Is Tama Tonga truly capable of dismantling the Bloodline? Will Solo or the Usos turn on Roman? And most importantly, does Roman Reigns even see the danger coming? Or is it already too late? Now, it's time for you to weigh in. Is Tama Tonga the one to finally destroy the Bloodline? Or will Roman Reigns prove once again why he's the most dominant force in WWE? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share your theories, and let's discuss how this could be the most shocking WWE storyline of the year. And if you want to stay updated on every twist and turn, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because trust me, this story, it's only getting started. Betrayal or revenge? The shocking motive behind Tama Tonga's attack on the Bloodline. The attack that sent shockwaves through WWE. Picture this. The lights are blinding, the crowd is roaring, and Roman Reigns stands tall in the ring, his signature smirk plastered across his face. The Bloodline is at its peak, until everything changes in an instant. Out of nowhere, Tama Tonga storms into the ring, his eyes filled with fury, and unleashes a brutal attack that leaves the WWE Universe in stunned silence. Steel chairs collide with flesh. Superstars scramble. Paul Heyman clutches his head in disbelief. And Roman? For the first time in years, he looks vulnerable.
But why?
Why would Tama Tonga, someone with Samoan lineage and ties to this dynasty, turn on his own blood? This wasn't just an attack.
It was a statement.
And if you think this was a spur-of-the-moment decision, think again. The seeds of this betrayal have been planted for years. So, was this a calculated move for dominance? A long-brewing act of revenge? Or did Tama Tonga just set himself up for war against the most dominant faction in WWE history? Let's break it all down. The family rift. Is blood thicker than gold? To truly understand Tama Tonga's shocking betrayal, we need to rewind the tape. WWE fans might see him as an outsider, but his family ties to the Bloodline run deep. Tama Tonga is the son of Haku, one of the toughest wrestlers in history and a respected figure in the Samoan wrestling dynasty. While Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Solo Sikoa built the Bloodline into a WWE powerhouse, Tama was making a name for himself elsewhere, specifically in New Japan Pro Wrestling and JPW. He wasn't sitting in the background waiting for an invitation. He was grinding, fighting, and dominating in Japan. He led the Bullet Club. He carved his own legacy. He became a force to be reckoned with. But while the Usos, Roman, and Solo were taking over WWE, did anyone reach out to Tama? Did anyone invite him to be part of this Samoan dynasty?
No.
And maybe, just maybe, that's where the resentment began. Was Tama Tonga's attack on the Bloodline really betrayal? Or was it revenge for being left behind? The Silent War, Roman Reigns versus the Forgotten Samoan. Roman Reigns has spent years shaping the bloodline into his empire. He sits at the head of the table, issuing commands, demanding loyalty, and crushing anyone who dares challenge him. But here's the thing about power: it creates enemies. Tama Tonga didn't just attack Roman because he could. He attacked because Roman represents everything that kept him out. The bloodline was never just about family, it was about control. Roman handpicked the Usos and Solo, but he never acknowledged Tama. And now, Tama is forcing Roman to acknowledge him in the most violent way possible. Could this be about proving that the bloodline was never just Roman's to control? Could this be Tama's way of rewriting history? And if so, how does Roman respond? Because the tribal chief has never been known for forgiveness. The possible master plan: is Tama working alone? Here's where things get really interesting. What if Tama Tonga's attack isn't just about personal revenge? What if this is part of something much bigger? Think about it, the bloodline is crumbling. The Usos have already shown signs of defiance. Solo Sikoa has moments where he looks like he's questioning his loyalty. And Paul Heyman? Let's just say he's always looking out for himself. So, what if Tama isn't alone? What if he's been whispering in the ears of the Usos, planting doubts, and waiting for the perfect moment to strike? Imagine this: Jay and Jimmy, tired of Roman's leadership, finally have an alternative. A leader who isn't dictating their every move, but rather fighting alongside them. Could Tama be positioning himself as the true heir to the Samoan wrestling dynasty? And if so, could we be witnessing the beginning of the Bloodline Civil War? WWE fans react: betrayal or justified payback? The WWE Universe is divided. Some fans see Tama Tonga's attack as an unforgivable betrayal, while others believe he had every right to go after the bloodline. With the WWE Universe split, one thing is for sure: this feud is about to explode. What's next? The future of this bloodline war.
So, what happens now?
How does WWE handle a storyline this massive? Here are the three most likely outcomes. A no-holds-barred match between Roman and Tama. Tama Tonga made his statement with an attack, but what if Roman responds with violence of his own? A brutal, unsanctioned match between these two could be one of the most personal feuds WWE has ever seen. The Usos choose sides. Jay and Jimmy have a decision to make. Do they stay loyal to Roman? Or do they side with Tama and turn this into an all-out bloodline civil war? A power shift in WWE. Could Tama Tonga be the next leader of WWE's Samoan dynasty? If the Usos and Solo follow him, Roman could be left alone for the first time in years. And if that happens, the tribal chief era might just be over. The final question: who will survive this bloodline war? Tama Tonga's attack has set something in motion that can't be undone. The bloodline will never be the same. But the question is, who comes out on top? Does Roman Reigns prove, once again, why he's the head of the table? Or has Tama Tonga just changed WWE history forever? One thing's for sure: this is just getting started. What do you think? Now, it's time for you to weigh in. Was Tama Tonga's attack justified, or was it a betrayal of his own family? Will Roman Reigns hold on to power, or is this the beginning of his downfall? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share your theories, and let's talk about one of the biggest twists in WWE history. And if you want to stay ahead of every single development in this must-watch storyline, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications because trust me, this story, it's far from over.